You're listening to the AstroMommy Weekly Horoscope, a forecast that hopes to shine a light in the dark, helping us all see where we've been, where we are, and where we're going. Whether you're a first-time listener or a long-time subscriber, thanks for being here. I truly appreciate you being in the AstroMommy community. I hope you enjoyed this week's horoscopes and card reading. If you would like to support the AstroMommy Newsletter, there are several ways to do so. Subscribe on Substack, share it with a friend, schedule a reading, check out my family's Etsy shop, Metaphysical Flamingo, or just leave a tip. Without further ado, here is the weekly horoscope. Mars and Venus both enter Aquarius and conjoin Pluto, plus the Sun ingresses into Pisces. This train ride is getting a lot more intense and interesting. Full speed ahead. Weekly forecast for Tuesday, February 13th, 2024 through Monday, February 19th, 2024. Good morning, friends. Wow, have we got a week ahead of us. First, before I get into it, let's take care of a couple of housekeeping items. Yesterday, I was having some delays getting the podcast recorded, and that is why I'm recording it this morning. Thank you so much for your understanding. Also, Monday was the last day for all of the fun freebies of the paid tier open to all. And it was also the last day for paid subscribers to enter into the giveaway contest to win a free mug of their choice from the family Etsy shop, Metaphysical Flamingo. I have collected all the entries and will announce the winner this Friday, February 16th, 2024. I hope you all enjoyed the last 2 weeks in celebration of the second anniversary of the AstroMommy Newsletter. Your support truly means so much to me. It keeps me going knowing that people value what I put my heart into and I'm offering out into the world, so thank you. If you have any questions about the newsletter or about booking a reading, you may reply to this newsletter or send me an email to astromommyastrology@gmail.com. I do my best to respond within 24 hours. Okay, let's get into the astrology. All times are in Eastern Time unless mentioned otherwise. The weekly overview. Wow, wow, wow. This week has so much stuff going on. It really feels like this train we all boarded last week is flying, full steam ahead. First, Mars will make his ingress into Aquarius on Tuesday, February 13th, 2024, and already has at the time of this publication, and then conjoin Pluto on Valentine's Day, making for a very hot, passionate, and potentially intense holiday. Then Venus will enter Aquarius on Friday, February 16th, 2024. The very same day as the first quarter moon in Taurus, indicating an important shift to our relationships. Venus will then conjoin Pluto herself on Saturday, February 17th, 2024, representing an irrevocable change in our love lives, our values, and possibly our finances coming in over the weekend. The Sun will ingress into Pisces, and the Moon will change signs from Gemini to Cancer on Sunday. So both luminaries will be leaving air signs and entering water signs. This is significant, and I'll tell you why in that section below. And let's not leave out that Chiron will be conjoining the North Node to the minute next Monday, which symbolizes the opportunity for great healing of our vulnerabilities and ego wounds. It's a big week. In this weekly forecast, I will break down the most important transits, followed by a special relationship tarot reading. Okay, here we go. Tuesday and Wednesday, February 13th through the 14th, 2024, Mars's ingress into Aquarius and subsequent conjunction to Pluto. You can see in the chart above Mars at the bottom in Aquarius, co-present with Pluto, Mercury, and the Sun. He has now joined the party. Mars in Aquarius is said to be peregrine for most of his passage through Aquarius, except in the degree range between 21 to 25 degrees, where he comes within his own bounds. A planet that is peregrine can feel lost, alone, and on its own. This doesn't stop Mars from being bold, forceful, or taking action toward a utopian ideal. There is a sort of spiritual ruthlessness to this position, where one may go to great lengths to find out the truth, and then once one has decided on the truth, form an unwavering opinion about it. So Mars in Aquarius can be liberal at first and then very set in their ways after. There is a cutting nature to Mars in Aquarius that cuts through the noise of the universe, the noise of relationships, the noise of data, and the noises of the soul to find things out in a detached, objective way. Like a scientist cutting into a specimen, Mars in Aquarius wants to cut into the field of focus and see the details that make up the whole and make discoveries that hopefully will benefit all of mankind. I wouldn't be surprised with Mars's imminent conjunction to Pluto if we won't hear about cutting-edge technology or cutting-edge surgery or cutting-edge science, which would be very fitting. In this next chart, you can see Mars again at the bottom of the chart in Aquarius conjunct Pluto. Nothing has really changed from chart to chart except the moon's location in Aries, representing an impulsiveness and a youthful, pioneering, freedom-loving spirit. Almost like emotionally, we may be excited by the speed of the train, the quickness with which the trees pass by the windows, and how it seems as if we are moving faster than the birds in the sky. The moon has also made it past Chiron and the North Node by this point, so it's like we've emotionally gone over some internal hurdles and now we are free. Mars conjunct Pluto in Aquarius is a powerful signification for war, aggression, or toxic energy. It is possible for powerful and potent information about war, violence, or aggressive events to be reported. In our personal lives, this is like a super power up for Martian energy, which could feel aggressive, militant, authoritarian, extremely ambitious, or sexual. Tempers may fly higher than usual, and the danger for Martian themes like fire, knives, guns, conflicts, and attacks will also be more potent and possible. Saturn in traditional astrology is the ruler of Aquarius, so we must look to him for more clues. Saturn is in Pisces, which is not typically a sign indicating warlike behavior. So there could be a spiritual or religious motivation, or perhaps something happens on or in the water that fits the archetypes. Just a couple of days ago, a friend of mine sent me an Instagram reel of a news clip talking about sharks eating cocaine bricks off the coast of Florida. Apparently, it was rumored that sailors had seen sharks biting into cocaine bricks thrown out of the airplanes of smugglers and floating on the water. Some scientists went down to investigate and collect some data about the phenomenon and concluded that it is indeed possible that the sharks are biting into and possibly getting intoxicated from the cocaine bricks. There was an episode on the Discovery Channel that aired in the summer of 2023 about this scientific expedition that I had to find and watch. Here's an excerpt from the documentary. There's something about sharks getting high that feels very Mars-Pluto to me. Anyway, moving on. Friday, February 16th, 2024, first quarter moon in Taurus. The first quarter moon will be at 27 degrees Taurus, 25 minutes at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. You can see the moon in Taurus on the left-hand side of the chart above at about the 8 o'clock position. The sun is on the upper left of the chart at about 11 o'clock. The moon has just finished traveling by Jupiter and Uranus and is in a contra antitia to Mars in Aquarius. The contra antitia acts like a hidden opposition, so this could be indicating some friction, challenges, and strife that is going on behind the scenes. We could feel like we have to decide on something, like we are being pulled in two different directions and have to choose only one. On the one hand, we have the passionate, visceral, sensual Taurus moon, where we want to create and live an abundant, fertile life. And on the other hand, we have an electronic, detached, metallic Mars, where the focus is not on the individual or the sensual, but the communal and the intellectual drives and ambitions. With the moon in Taurus in the inferior position to the sun in Aquarius, this could create a lot of passionate emotions that come bursting forth in an effort to break away from the confines of restriction, fasting, and doing things only for the benefit of all. The Taurus moon is generous, but attached to their possessions, their friends, their food, and their comforts, and will snort and stomp like a stubborn bull if threatened. Whatever seeds you planted a week ago with the new moon in Aquarius, now it is time for the next step. You may be taking action today, or you may be realizing the ball that started rolling a week ago. You may also be fortifying your keep, so to speak. Here are some questions to ask yourself during this lunar phase. What are you taking action toward today? What are you noticing taking shape? What are you strengthening? Briefly below, you will find the house that this first quarter moon is occurring in according to your rising sign. Find your rising and read the house topics associated with this first quarter moon. You may notice action, movement, strengthening, or an event involving one or more of those topics. Aries, second house of money and possessions. Taurus, first house of self, health, and character. Gemini, 12th house of blind spots, large animals, hidden enemies, and mental health. Cancer, 11th house of friends, allies, groups, and wishes. Leo, 10th house of career, praxis, and the mother. Virgo, 9th house of foreign travel, higher education, and beliefs. Libra, 8th house of shared resources, inheritance, debt, and death. Scorpio, 7th house of marriage, partnerships, and legal matters. Sagittarius, 6th house of stress, health issues, employees or coworkers, and pets. Capricorn, 5th house of pregnancy, children, creativity, and recreational activities. Aquarius, 4th house of family, roots, and property. Pisces, 3rd house of siblings, communication, and local travel. I wish you all a happy first quarter moon. Friday and Saturday, February 16th through the 17th, 2024. Venus's ingress into Aquarius and subsequent conjunction to Pluto. In the chart above, you can see Venus at 0 degrees, 0 minutes of Aquarius at the top of the chart, about 12 o'clock. She is now co-present with Pluto, Mars, Mercury, and the Sun. She has joined the party. Our train has gone through the land of our heads, our hearts, our bodily motivations, and sexual desires, and now it is touching our relationships, values, and financial accounts. Venus is the goddess of love, affection, romance, sensuality, and sexuality, everything that is beautiful, pleasant, and smells good. She represents our romantic partnerships, friendships, sisters, aunts, and women in general, and what we value, like money and jewels. She embodies the foods we like, the perfume we wear, and how we attract our lovers and friends. Venus also represents art, and in Aquarius, this is like modern art. It's different. Some people really love it, and others do not. Sometimes the meaning is lost because it is too abstract. The love language of Venus in Aquarius can therefore be different, progressive, and unusual. The very next day, on February 17th, 2024, Venus conjoins Pluto, the planet of death and transformation. You can see this conjunction in the chart below. Venus and Pluto are on the lower left of the chart at about the 8 o'clock position, both at 0 degrees, 51 minutes. Venus and Pluto can bring up areas in our lives where we may feel things are taboo, should be kept in the closet, or maybe just aren't for everyone to know. Their conjunction could represent some deep, loving, passionate feelings that need to be talked about or experienced. People could feel madly in love, be obsessed with love, or want to dive into love. On the other hand, it could be a fatal attraction kind of thing, an unfortunate breakup, or the passing away of someone deeply cared about, as well as the birth of a child. On a lighter note, Venus and Pluto together is like tasting the most tantalizing chocolate you've ever tasted, the type of chocolate that makes you salivate just thinking about taking another bite. It could also be intense sweetness, the type that is not good for you and makes you a little sick. Could also represent engaging in recreational activity that you love to an obsessive and potentially dangerous level. Venus and Pluto together can also indicate poison, toxic love, toxicity, obsession, or addiction to something potentially very harmful. Okay, so that wasn't very light. Let's see. Venus and Pluto together could also represent an irrevocable change in a relationship, like when a person loses their virginity or some other type of threshold in the bedroom is crossed. Whatever it symbolizes for you, it is often something that transforms how you feel about love, relationships, and your cherished possessions, and if it is profound, it represents an irrevocable change, something you can't reverse. February 18th, 2024, the Sun ingresses into Pisces. In the chart above, you can see the Sun at the bottom right of the chart at 0 degrees Pisces, 0 minutes. He is approaching Saturn, who is at 8 degrees Pisces, 35 minutes. The Sun is moving exactly 1 degree per day at this point. The Moon has also just changed signs as well, leaving Gemini and ingressing into Cancer. Right before the two shifted signs almost simultaneously, they formed a trine in the previous air signs and stayed in a trine during their shift into the water signs. I see this as significant because it means that the storyline or plot of our lives and the circumstances and how we feel about it all are going to be going through a simultaneous change from a more mental, detached social state to a more emotional, feeling state. And since they are enshrined with one another during this shift, I think it will happen quickly and harmoniously, like jumping in the pool at a pool party. It's quick and fun, but now you have to relate from in the water, so it's different. It requires a different set of skills. The Sun in Pisces represents a seasonal time of year when it is still winter, but spring is approaching, and because of this, the light is starting to change, the wind is starting to change, and even some flowers bravely emerge, showing us their beauty like little fearless mascots of Team Spring. The sign of Pisces is compassionate, creative, imaginative, and spiritual. It's a time of year when we all have to have faith that the warmer weather will return. Spring will come, and the crops will grow again, and the animals multiply, and food will be aplenty once more. Happy Pisces season! Monday, February 19th, 2024. Chiron conjoins the North Node. You can see in the chart above the asteroid Chiron, the wounded healer, at the top of the chart in Aries, conjunct the North Node at 16 degrees 45 minutes. Chiron hit 16 degrees back on January 31st, 2024. But the North Node didn't hit 16 degrees until February 11th, 2024. So the two have been in a partile conjunction since the 11th of February. They will stay in the same degree until the North Node, moving a lot faster than Chiron, regresses back to 15 degrees 59 minutes on February 26, 2024. This means that their partile conjunction is approximately 15 days long. The North Node in traditional astrology indicates an amplification or an increase to the planet's natural significations that is conjoining it. What this may mean in the case of Chiron is that the parts of ourselves that feel wounded, vulnerable, or unworthy may become more prominent during this time. On the same premise, the opportunities to heal those wounds may also become more available. So it could be 2 weeks where a lot of healing is taking place in the collective and our personal lives. Okay, moving on to the tarot spread. Let's move on to a 3-card relationship spread for the week. The first card will represent what you want from the relationship. The second, what your partner or potential wants from the relationship. And the third, where the relationship is heading. Please take a moment to pick the person this reading will be about. It can be about a relationship you are already in or about someone you have feelings for, but the important part is picking the person ahead of time. Try not to change your mind once you read or listen to the reading, but rather do your best to see how the symbolic meanings show you things about your relationship with the chosen person. The first card representing what you want from the relationship is Prince of Cups. The Prince of Cups holds a cup out in front of him, and a snake rises from within like Kundalini energy. He is riding on a great eagle, and atop his helmet is another eagle. Both the snake and the eagle symbolically represent the sign of Scorpio, ruled by Mars in traditional astrology and Pluto in modern, and indicate libido, sexual desire, and deep feelings. He represents someone charming, tactful, and classically romantic, someone compassionate, understanding, caring, and who shares his love of love freely, for he has mastered his desire and is not afraid of expressing it. He holds an upside-down lotus flower, representing that he is also able to let go of that which he desires. In the upright position, the Prince of Cups represents someone on a mission motivated by love, emotions, intuition, sensuality, and the desire for beauty. There is action in this card, symbolized by the eagle flying forward, but it is not forced action. It is steady and guided by the heart. It can represent taking action on something or making a decision about something that comes from an internal place of knowing it's the right thing. As the card represents what you want from the relationship, I feel this card means that either you want to offer someone a gesture of love, or you would like your partner to offer you a gesture of love. Either way, it is about the giving and receiving of love from the heart and the interplay between following your heart's desire and being open to the outcome, even if that means dropping the lotus flower. The second card representing what your partner or potential partner wants from the relationship is Ace of Cups. On this card, we see a blue cup representing love and wisdom. There is a double rainbow, one above the cup and one below, symbolizing the ability to express one's internal feelings in an outward way that matches. What is felt on the inside is what is expressed on the outside. There is also a ray of light coming into the cup and a lotus blossom at the base of the cup. This is a very positive card that means having a trusting heart, regenerative love, new relationships, compassion, and lots of creativity. As the card for your partner or crush, I feel this means that they want to feel overwhelmed by their feelings of love for you, and perhaps already do. What they are showing you on the outside matches what is happening on the inside. They are in a state of trust, nurturance, and balance. It is wonderful seeing both of these cards coming up as cups, since the suit of cups in the tarot indicates love, relationships, and feelings. It is proof that you and your partner or crush are thinking about the same things. You can't make this stuff up, and I swear I didn't stack the deck or only pick from a handful of cards. It always blows my mind when things like this happen. And the third card representing where the relationship is heading is Nine of Discs. The Nine of Discs is about gain in all areas of our life, be it financial, spiritual, emotional, physical, or mental. On this card, we see 3 circles overlapping in the center like a Venn diagram. The pink circle represents love, the blue circle, wisdom, and the green circle, our creativity. Above the middle circles are 3 coins. The top coin represents Saturn and setting boundaries. The right coin represents Jupiter and being open to opportunity. And the coin on the left represents Mars and using our physical drive and energy. All three top coins represent how we can gain in our lives via our masculine, assertive natures. Under the three middle circles are three more coins, but this time they represent the feminine, receptive natures. The bottom middle coin represents the moon and being authentic. The right coin represents Venus and the act of following your heart and what you value. And the third coin on the left represents Mercury and communication and leadership skills that help us accomplish our goals. There are also the glyphs for Venus and Virgo on this card because the Nine of Discs correlates to the second decan of Virgo, ruled by Venus. Venus in Virgo is the embodiment of self-sufficiency, organization, and following what has value to you. Regarding where the relationship is heading, this card is a very positive omen in that it means it is heading toward a place where all of the needs of the individuals in the relationship are being met. The Nine of Discs typically speaks of someone who is independent and is not in a codependent relationship. So I think this symbolizes that each of you may feel independently wealthy because of this relationship. It's a symbol of internal confidence, self-sufficiency, and gaining in material ways. It could also mean that the relationship is heading in the direction of spending money on each other. This could be going on dates, buying each other presents, flowers, or whatever floats your boat, but clearly this card means that you both value the relationship and want to support it with more than just words. You both want to support it with physical and financial gestures of love. To recap, you want to give a gift of love or receive a gift of love. Your partner or crush wants to feel overwhelmed by their feelings for you, or already does, and they are truly expressing themselves from the heart. You both value the relationship and are willing to put in the work and effort to support it in physical, financial, and tangible ways. In conclusion, for the weekly forecast, this is a big week. Our train is flying through many landscapes, and it is bringing up all sorts of feelings, attitudes, and thoughts to ponder. Next week, the thrills don't stop as Venus and Mars will finally conjoin in Aquarius. They almost hooked up over the summer, but Venus stationed retrograde, so it has been a kind of cat and mouse chase for the two planets since their last conjunction on February 16th, 2022 in Capricorn. Plus the full moon in Virgo next week, and Venus squares Jupiter. I would love to hear your thoughts and reflections, so feel free to leave a comment. I hope this is helpful. Until tomorrow, AstroMommy. Thank you for listening or reading the weekly horoscope. Quick links and resources can be found at the bottom of the newsletter. If you seek knowledge and enlightenment, the AstroMommy Newsletter may be right for you. Side effects of reading or listening to the AstroMommy Newsletter are common and include joy, jubilation, delight, happiness, gratitude, love, triumph, feeling in tune with the universe, experiencing deep insights, reflections, and contemplations, a lightened soul, a lighter step, feeling awake when others are asleep, illuminated, enlightened, having spiritual experiences, noticing repeating numbers, animals in nature, or songs on the radio that speak to you, getting vibes, clairvoyance, clairaudience, and clairsmelliance, feeling like you know secret language, biophilia, crying tears of joy, emotional literacy, feeling lively, stable, exalted, having an auric glow, or feeling like you woke up on the right side of the bed have all been reported. If you purchase anything through the affiliate links that I provide in the newsletters, I will make a very small commission. Thanks for listening.